Hi, I'm Laura Rolfe, franchise consultant and CEO of Mint Franchise Consultants, also host of Powered by Franchising. I am so excited to welcome a dear friend and fellow Fran Serve associate, Don Clayton, to the show. Don is the Chief Talent Officer for Fran Serve. Welcome, Don.
Thank you, Laura, for having me. I appreciate it. It's such a privilege to be on your show.
Well, I really admire the work that you have done. When I became a Fran Serve consultant 4 years ago, you were one of the first people that I had the opportunity to speak with about becoming a certified franchise consultant. So that was my foray into the world of business ownership and changing lives. How did you get involved with franchising?
Yeah, that's right. I remember that, Laura. And so we are so blessed to have you a part of our organization. So I kind of pat myself on the back a little bit to having you come onto the team because you've been a superhero to so many people and changing lives. And so for that, thank you. I actually graduated from University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and I went into corporate America, quickly realized that that just wasn't for me. I always used to like to say, you can't cage this bird. And I was just caged in corporate America. I felt that way truly. And so in 2002, I resigned a corporate position as the vice president of sales for a medical publishing firm. And I started my own company, and it was a business brokering company. And so that was in August of 2002. I may have said 12 earlier, but in 2002 is when I started my business brokering company. And I owned it for 10 years. And I sold it when I learned about franchise consulting. Because as a business broker, you're confined to one geographical area. But as a franchise consultant, as you know, you can work the whole world. So I'm thinking, why am I limiting myself to helping people become entrepreneurs in such a small area when I can diversify and help people all over the world? So in 2012, I joined FranServe and became a franchise consultant and have been with them now for going on 13 years.
Well, congratulations, and what an asset you are to Fran Serve. What attracted you to becoming a franchise consultant, and what did your first few years look like as a consultant?
You know, I really enjoy franchising because I love duplication. See, as a business broker, one of the things that I came to realize is that independent mom and pop businesses, they would contact me after a couple of years in operation and they would be drowning in debt, just drowning. They've made so many mistakes. They had the money to start the business, but they didn't have money to sustain the business. So they were struggling and they trusted me to try to find a buyer to purchase a struggling business. And it bothered me. It really did. And so I started studying more and more about franchising and the whole model of duplication and being able to take a business model and all the successes that go into it and duplicating it in other parts of the country or the world and watching it succeed. Because in franchising, as you know, the model is there. You take your personality and you incorporate it into the model. You don't have to worry about making all the mistakes that the founder of the franchise has already made and spent thousands and tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars because of those mistakes. So I love the model of duplication. And so when I was able to become a franchise consultant, that allowed me to study and research all the different models that are out there and the different franchise brands that we represent and really work with candidates all over the world and help them make a decision to choose franchising as opposed to going at it by themselves. Because as you know, this fact is out there with the International Franchise Association, more than 80% of all mom and pop independents go out of business before 5 years. And that is the opposite of franchising. So the proof is in the pudding. Franchising works.
Right. And what better way to get into business than having the support of a proven business model, as you said, and a professional coach, operational manual that you plug and play. If you can follow systems and follow the pathway to success, you too can increase your opportunity to be successful as a business owner. Many of the mom and pop businesses, they don't have that kind of support. They may, as a new business owner acquiring a failing business, have the support of that failing business owner for a month or two. But in franchising, you have lifelong support for as long as you own that franchise business.
Absolutely. I always say, if you are an independent looking to go into a business by yourself, for yourself, who are you going to talk to about the business and the struggles? Your spouse, your kids, your aunt, your uncle, your mom? Who are you going to talk to? They don't know anything about what you're talking about. So you literally are by yourself. And that can be an extremely scary proposition. I recently wrote a column in the Franchise Dictionary magazine called Solo or Collectively. There was a quote that's out there by one of our cohorts, Mike Halpern. He said, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, go with a team. And that's what franchising is. We are a team.
I love it. Well, and when I joined the Fran Serve team, family, I like to call them, 4 years ago, I felt like I was part of a larger group impacting lives. Because while I'm a solopreneur, I own my own business, Mint Franchise Consultants. I had onboarding and training and support from you and FranServe and other consultants who have followed my path before me. And I continue to get support 4 years later from Alicia Visconti, our CEO, as well as other franchise consultants. What a great business model. So
Yeah.
now you get to help people, aspiring entrepreneurs who want to make an impact in people's lives and become franchise consultants. Tell me what that path looks like and some of the candidates that you work with, Don.
Sure. So it's an approval process when it comes to coming on board. If you want to help change lives and you want to help become a matchmaker, if you will, which is what we are at FranServe. We're simply matchmakers. We take a lot of processes into consideration when we are looking at options for individuals to look at when they're looking to change their life, change their family's life, change generations of descendants after them, their lives, and entrepreneurship through franchising. So there's a lot of things that we do and a lot of processes that we employ. But when we're looking for someone that wants to come in and become a certified franchise consultant with FranServe, there is an approval process, and we take individuals through that process because just like franchising, we have a system in place. We know what works. And we have the tools to succeed. It's a matter of taking the individual personality, someone that is likable, someone that is trustworthy, someone that is full of integrity, doing the right thing when no one's looking, someone that listens well, takes good notes, someone who is patient, someone who's positive, glass half full. These are the types of individuals that we're looking for at FranServe to come and join our team as certified franchise consultants. And that's what I oversee as the Chief Talent Officer. I oversee these individuals that come onto the team. And when they are approved to come into the FranServe organization as certified franchise consultants, we really do take them through a thorough training process. And it all begins with core training, and that is a period of a couple of weeks where they go through live training classes and simulations. And then after that, we employ a mentor to mentor them and become their best friend, and that lasts for about 6 months. And then we put them into a group. We call it Emerging Stars. We put them into a small group. You are never alone at FranServe. We have continuing education throughout the year. One of the things I love about FranServe, Laura, as you know, is our convention at Disney World. And so our convention is just full of training and information to help our consultants, because you have to understand, our job is to help our consultants do their job. Without our consultants out there helping everyday individuals become entrepreneurs through franchising, without them doing this, FranServe ceases to exist. So we have to do everything in our power to make sure that our franchise consultants succeed and are happy. And that will support, at the end of the day, our franchise partners, whom are our clients.
So your tagline on the front of your screen says franchising is our superpower. How did we get that tagline, and what does it mean to be a superpower for franchising?
Alicia Visconti, our president, our president and CEO. She is our visionary, and she comes up with all these creative sayings. And franchising is our superpower. That is absolutely one of her inventions that she's trademarked, and she's trademarked a lot. of sayings and things of that nature and inventions that we have that we incorporate. Very rarely do we do anything third party. It's typically it all starts with Alicia Visconti and down. So that is her brainchild, and it is absolutely true. It is absolutely true. No one does it better. It is our superpower. No one creates entrepreneurs through franchising better than we do. No one supports the franchise brands that we have under contract better than we do. It is truly our superpower. It is something that it's extremely difficult at times, but we do it the right way. Responsible franchising. We do it with integrity. We do it with teamwork, and we do it with a life work style work balance as well.
Absolutely. Well, and you have a smattering of superheroes around you. And at FranServe, we have a bunch of superheroes around us. I just got back from a Learn and Earn event in Ann Arbor, Michigan this week. And that was coordinated by a member of FranServe that brings consultants together at our brands to learn about the brands, talk with the brand presidents, see firsthand the level of training and support for their franchisees. And that will help me, as well as the 25 other franchise consultants that attended that event, be better at painting the picture of what franchising looks with that particular brand, and help lead to better placements within that brand network. It also allows us the opportunity to network with other consultants. So 26 of us got together. We all got dropped off at the airport a couple of hours before our planes left yesterday. So there were 9 of us grabbing a beer together in the airport and talking about our businesses and what's going well, what are some of our favorite brands, what are some of our favorite resources. So we're never alone as franchise consultants, thanks to the power of the FranServe network.
Oh man, you could not say it any better than that. We are a family. You're right. We're a family of superheroes, and that's part of my job. Okay, as chief talent officers, to make sure that that continues, that the culture remains positive, energetic, powerful, engaging, helpful. Teamwork gets results. And you just said it, and we do have these amazing, and I know exactly who you're speaking of. Julie's fantastic, and she does a wonderful job with us. But I will say this, we have a lot of in-person events, and I always tell folks, listen, if you're approved and we decide to bring you on board, you are joining a family. You are being adopted into a family. And I tell you, we have so much fun together. And it's so much positivity and the things that we're doing and the lives that we're changing and the brands that we're supporting, and it's full circle.
Well, I have the pleasure of speaking with people who are interested in becoming a franchise consultant. Just like the path I took, I initially looked at some senior care brands when I was on the path to business ownership a little over 4 years ago. I talked to several franchise consultants. A couple were with FranServe, a couple were with other networks. And I really felt that the FranServe consultant was like head and shoulders above the others as far as providing me as a client of theirs in educating me not only about the brands, but also the discovery process I was going to take to become a franchisee of a particular brand. They connected me with funding sources. They introduced me to the CEO of one of the funders, and I was so impressed by the level of connections with suppliers as well as franchise systems. They recommended that I speak with a franchise attorney to review my legal documents before signing them. So I felt that she was so well prepared in helping me make an informed decision as a nervous buyer, nervous investor in a business. Because many of the clients that I work with, you're nervous. I mean, it's a big investment in your future. Often you're leaving a well-paying W-2 job behind to be an independent business owner. So FranServe was one of the options that my consultant had recommended to me that I take a look at. And I didn't even know what a franchise consultant was, Dawn, until I talked to her and I talked to you. So what are some of the qualities that make great FranServe consultants?
No one knows what a franchise consultant is unless you're in the franchise community. And that's what makes it great.
Hmm.
And you could list off 100 different careers, and no one wants to engage with you about that career. It's just not that intriguing. But when you mention to someone what it is that we do, we're charged with finding entrepreneurs to open and grow franchise concepts in your community. That starts conversations. So it is absolutely a conversation starter. There's no doubt about that. As a matter of fact, a lot of the franchise, you'd mentioned some of the qualities that we're looking for. A lot of the top producers in our industry come from franchising. They come from franchising, whether on the franchisor side, as an employee, perhaps a W-2 employee, on the development role, or perhaps even a CXO. I recently had a chief executive officer of a brand that joined us as a consultant here just a few short months ago. We also have current and previous franchisees. And oftentimes, what I hear them say is, Don, I, as a franchisee or as a past franchisee, I want to give back and help others not make the same mistakes I did. Oftentimes, when you're going at the franchise journey by yourself, you get overwhelmed and you end up just conceding to whatever brand is in front of you without having the advice of a certified franchise consultant there to help you, just talk you through it, to help you determine, is this good for my demographics? Is this good for my lifestyle preferences? Is this good for my family? Is this good for my monetary investment level? Is this good for my debt to income ratio? All of these things go into play, plus a lot more, to help others think, well, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. That's a good question, Don. That's a good question, Laura. I didn't think. That's what our job is to start bringing in questions to think, you know what? I am here to help you not make a mistake that potentially could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars, not just monetary, but a mistake that could cost you, I hate to say it, but a marriage or a family. You have to be careful in these situations. So, working with a certified franchise consultant, we are looking for people who want to help others, who have a passion about helping others, who have a passion about capitalism and business ventures and business opportunities that are out there through franchising. Again, that always look at things glass half full, positive outlook, someone that's patient, that is a good note taker. Integrity is everything. So we have to have integrity in this business. It's all about responsible franchising, responsible franchising. So integrity is big. And of course, we're looking for someone that's likable. I mean, no one's going to want to work with you if you're not likable. You have to be likable. And you have to be able to adapt to other personality. You're not just working with people in your backyard. You're working with folks from all over the world. So you have to be able to adapt to different types of personality. So those are just some of the few things that we look for.
Absolutely. I agree with all of those. And it's good to be likable for your clients, so they want to build a rapport with you and know, like, and trust you as a franchise consultant. A couple of other things that I wanted to point out, though, as far as franchise consulting, one of the reasons that I was so attracted to this business myself was the life-work balance that you had mentioned. I have a lot of flexibility. I can work from my home office or my sister's kitchen table in Colorado, or I've taken calls in Europe or from a cruise ship in Alaska. So I really have the flexibility and freedom to do my business from anywhere. I can set my own hours. So some weeks I'm working 40 hours, other weeks I'm working 15 or 20 hours. Just kind of depends upon how things ebb and flow in my workflow. And as my own business owner, I can be flexible with that. I don't have any employees, although I did hire my first virtual assistant a few weeks ago to help support my big business that I've grown thanks to the support of Fran Serve. So the flexibility is amazing.
You couldn't say it better. We talked about it. We didn't plan this, but we talked about it
Mm.
when we first came on and saw each other. Is that we're color coordinated
Yes.
today, and that's the thing about. I'm sitting here. You've got a beautiful dress on, or blouse. Forgive me, I'm not sure, but your outfit is beautiful. But here I am sitting here in a t-shirt and a hat. Okay,
Hmm.
listen, it's lifestyle, man. It's lifestyle, and I don't have to dress up in a suit and tie and go to a crummy old office in a crummy old cubicle somewhere and just in a crummy old decapitated building. No, this is a lifestyle business. Hey, I work, in my home, but you're right. Sometimes I live in North Carolina. We have the Outer Banks, which are absolutely gorgeous. If you've never visited the Outer Banks, you've got to. But our family loves to go to the Outer Banks on the coast of North Carolina. I go there. We spend a few weeks there at a time. I hook up to the Wi-Fi and I work. I work. The kids go to the beach. I go to the beach. I come back and I answer an email. I go right back out to the beach. I mean, it is a life. Here's the deal. We have four core values at FranServe. 2 weeks ago, I would have said three. Alicia just added a fourth, which I love, which is exactly what you just said: life, work, balance.
Hmm.
That's our fourth core value. The other three, number one is integrity is everything. The second one is teamwork gets results. And the third core value is grow or die. Grow or die. And so you've got to, and work-life balance. So again, those are our core values. And, we absolutely live by those core values here at FranServe.
I love the core values, and yes, life work balance was one of the things that attracted me to being a business owner 4 years ago. That was something that I worked with a coach to really determine what was it that I needed to do, transitioning from working in nonprofit for 25 years. I have always had a core value of changing lives. That's been an integral vein in my career path. So I get to continue to do that. We are on the Powered by Franchising podcast today. So, what is the power behind franchise consultants, Don?
I think the power behind FranServe franchise consultants is FranServe. It's our team. It's the dynamics of our team. We have the processes, the systems, the operations, everything that goes into making that right match for someone. Okay, we have the culture. We have the culture here at FranServe, and it all starts with Alicia Visconti, certified franchise executive, certified advanced franchise consultant. She does a lot with the International Franchise Association, sits on many boards. She's in Washington, D.C. all the time for franchise legislation. She is traveling all over the world constantly to support franchising. So it all starts with Alicia and then works its way through the executive team and then everyone, the trainers, the mentors, everyone here at FranServe. It really is the team, the culture, the dynamic. You will not meet anyone at FranServe who is not interested in your growth, who's not interested in you succeeding, who is not interested in you continuing to move forward to change lives. That's what we're all about. Franchising truly is our superpower. And no one has that type of power in our industry other than FranServe. We're the largest, we're the biggest, we're the best. And it's just such a privilege to have been a part of it for going on 13 years now, Laura.
Well, I think you hit on a really important element, Don. All of it is important, but the advocacy, advocating for responsible franchising, advocating for our franchise consultants. Nobody does that like Alicia and FranServe. To make sure that we're expanding franchising responsibly. We're paying attention to new laws and legislations that's being presented and passed. And with Alicia representing FranServe and franchising with the International Franchise Association, she has a very powerful voice in the franchise networks nationwide and worldwide. And that in turn really impacts the success of our franchise consultants who are never alone. We always know we have a voice.
Yeah, I always have a voice, and every door is open. Every door at FranServe is open. It always has been. It always will be. And so if anyone ever has a question or needs some advice on something, again, just like franchising, you're going collectively. We are a collective group of like-minded individuals looking to achieve success through franchising, and everyone's door is always open there to help.
You are absolutely right. If I ever have a question or a concern, I can reach out to you or Jerry Reeder, or I can send an email to Alicia, and you all respond Johnny on the spot. And I was a little shocked about that at first. I'm like, why would Alicia care about me and all of the consultants that are part of the FranServe network? Well, guess what? She does care about me, and she does pay attention to what franchise consultants needs or wants are, or if we have an issue, she's Johnny on the spot to resolve that, or point us in the direction of a member of the team to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are you most excited about the future of franchising, Don?
Everything. No, really and truly, it's the responsible part of it. I think that we, as a community, as a franchise community, I really do think that and it's kind of being spearheaded by the IFA and Alicia and all of those folks who up there in Washington, D.C. But I really believe that the future of franchising is more responsible than it has ever been in the history of franchising. And that for me is super exciting. And we have to make sure that these folks, you mentioned it before, these individuals who are looking to go into business for themselves through franchising, they must be protected. Now, I'm not a huge fan of overly regulating things, but at the same time, it must be protected. It must be responsible. So I think the future for franchising and the future of FranServe is leaning more and more and more into the direction of responsible franchising. It's actually a movement now, responsible franchising. So I am excited to be a part of that. And I think that it's going to be something that's going to change the future of franchising for decades to come.
Well, and more people are looking at franchising and business ownership as a pathway to leave their W-2 jobs and work for corporate America. They don't want to work in that cubicle that you had mentioned earlier. They want to have more control over their destiny. They want to, and they can do that if they are the business owner and setting the tone and temperament for their business, and control their future. I have a lot of friends, and you can't open a newspaper or my phone, news on the phone about recent layoffs in technology, in sales, in all different fields. So a lot of people are excited about the future of being business owners in 2024, 2025, and beyond. So lots to look forward to in franchising.
Yeah, seriously. And you actually see a lot of younger people coming into franchising too. A lot of college graduates, recent college graduates in their early 20s coming into franchising with their parents. We have a lot, as a matter of fact, franchise consulting, we have a lot of family members. We have siblings, we have husband-wife teams, we have father-son, father-daughter. We have so many family members that come into this as well. Franchising is a family environment, and that's another thing that I love about it as well. But you're absolutely right. I'm super excited about the future of franchising. I am super excited on the path and the trajectory that it's headed, and I think it's going to change so many lives for the better for decades to come.
So is there anything else you want to share with our listeners today, Don, about FranServe or franchising?
I want to tell everybody how great you are. I want to tell everybody how great I am by recruiting you to come onto the FranServe team, because I was able to talk to you in the beginning and I gave my 2 thumbs up. I said, Laura Rolfe is going to be a superhero. She's going to have amazing superpowers. She's going to change lives, and she's going to do it the right way. So thank you, Laura, for having me on today. I really do appreciate it so very much. But listen, as the Chief Talent Officer at FranServe, if anyone has any questions about becoming a certified franchise consultant, they can always reach out to me by emailing connect@franserve.com. That's connect@franserve.com. I would love to talk to them about the approval process. Also, if you're a franchise brand out there and you want to grow and you need help growing and you need the services of a franchise consultant and FranServe, you can also reach out to me again, connect@franserve.com.
Yes, and my website and my information is also listed on the podcast site. So I'm happy to connect you with Don and with Fran Serve. We're always looking to expand with great new franchise consultants, great new brands, and I'm very blessed that I get to continue to pay it forward since becoming a Fran Serve consultant 4 years ago. I'm now a mentor. I also do leads training for Fran Serve. I've been a team leader for the Fran Serve convention, always to really help integrate and be a resource for new consultants joining
And
the Fran Serve family.
Laura, thank you for saying yes to do that as well. And that's a very important thing about FranServe. We mentioned family. We only promote from within. Well, I say only, but for the most part, we promote from within always. And when I look at you and I look at what you have been able to accomplish at FranServe, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and helping others achieve their dreams of business ownership through franchising. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to mentor others and to help others that are new freshman franchise consultants. Because again, we know that you are a dynamic, superpower, superhuman franchise consultant, and yet you're taking time out of your day to help and to mentor freshman consultants. Thank you so much for that.
Well, absolutely delightful having you on the Powered by Franchising podcast today, Don. I hope our listeners learned a little bit more about the enthusiasm and excitement behind the Fran Serve family, and we certainly look forward to hearing from any of our listeners who are interested in either franchising their business, or becoming a certified franchise consultant.
Thank you, Laura.